Conditional formatting is a very powerful tool, and today we're going to look at real-world business examples you can use in LibreOffice Calc. So here we have some invoice data, and we want it to highlight any rows where the invoice is overdue, and we're going to base it off of the status or the due date. Now I need to select quite a few rows and columns, but rather than do them manually with my mouse, I'm going to go up to my name box and I'm going to type in A2:E200. And what that's going to do is it's going to start with A2, go over to E2, and then go all the way down to E200, and it's going to select those for us. So go ahead and hit enter. And there's our selection. Now we want to add our conditional formatting. If we go up to Format, go down to Conditional, Condition, More Rules, we want to tell Condition 1, Formula is. And the formula we're going to use is this one here. And basically what it's doing is saying if the due date is in the past and it's not marked as paid, then it's going to highlight it for us as overdue. Now this trim and upper, it does something a little bit different because we're manually entering paid. If someone enters spaces, that's what the trim is for. So if they hit space, paid, that's going to take care of that, and it's still going to see us as paid. And for upper, that is if we're using all uppercase, lowercase, or a mixture. Because what we want it to do is if this status field says paid, in any way, shape, or form, then that takes priority over everything else. So in our apply style, I'm just going to do bad, and we're going to tell it okay. And now as you can see, any of our owed outstanding invoices are now highlighted in red. Now if we go up to status and I do like space, paid, it's going to unhighlight that because that is what the trim took care of. If we go down to the one that was due 1/14 of 26 and we make it due on the 26th of January, then it takes that off as well. If I realize I've made a mistake and I go back to the one from Meyer and I change it from paid to overdue, then it's going to turn that to red for us. So here I have some tasks that are due, and I have my due date and my status. And what I want to know at a glance is what is due in the next 7 days. So we're going to do the same thing and go to our name box, and we're going to do A2:D200. If we hit enter, then that selects 200 rows for us. And then we're going to do our conditional formatting. Go to Format, Conditional, Condition, More Rules, and again, formula is, and this is the formula that we're going to use. And this is just basically looking what is today's date and what is due in the next 7 days from today that is not marked completed. So on our accent, I'm going to go to New Style, and I'm going to let it keep the name that it wants. Go to Background, go to Color, and I'm going to tell it to turn whatever's due in the next 7 days orange. We're going to tell it OK and OK. And now we have 2 tasks that are due within the next 7 days. If I get one of these tasks done and I type in completed, then it is no longer highlighted. So here we have some tasks, and we want to highlight these based on whether this status column says complete or incomplete or whether it's blank. Now we're going to do the same thing and go to our name box to select a bunch of our rows and columns and do A2:D200. And we're going to hit enter, and that selects everything for us. And now we want to add our conditional formatting. So we're going to go to Format, go down to Condition, Condition, More Rules, and this time we're going to have 2 conditional formatting formulas. The first one, we're going to do formula is, and we're going to use D2 equals completed. Now keep in mind, and we'll talk about this a little later too, that the order you put your conditions are the order that they fire and the order of priority. So the first thing we wanted to look at is the column to see if this says completed. Now, if you notice, we have a $sign in front of our D2. And what this is what we call an absolute cell reference. And basically that's just telling Calc to determine if row 2 needs to be highlighted or not. Look in D2 and D2 only. The same thing for D3, D4, and so on. So what we're going to do here is in the apply style, I'm going to tell it good because I just want it to turn green because it's completed. Now we need our second formula. So we're going to add a second condition, and it's going to be formula is, and in this one, we're going to use this and. And what this one does here is it looks in the status column and it looks for cells that are not complete. So any of our incomplete cells. And what I want to do here in the style is I want to tell it bad so that it turns it red. So basically what we have going on here is if the cell is complete, it's going to mark the row green. If it's incomplete, it's going to mark it red. And if there's nothing in column D, it's going to leave it as no fill at all. So let's go ahead and tell it, okay. So let's go ahead and mark this first one as complete. Well, it turned it red, and the reason is we told the formula that it has to be completed. So let's go in and make that change, and it turns it green. If we do incomplete, then it's going to turn it red. If we do not done, then it's going to turn it red. So anything that is not completed turns red unless it's empty, then it stays with no highlight at all. So here we have some invoices, and we want to highlight any duplicate invoices based on the invoice number. So we're going to go ahead and select a bunch of columns and rows by using our name box and doing A2:E200. When we hit enter, it selects everything. We're going to go to Format, Conditional, Condition, Manage Rules, and we're going to do Formula Is. And we're going to use a count if formula. And basically what this is saying is look for the same invoice number, and if you see it more than once, then you highlight them. And for the accent, I'm going to tell it to make it bad. That way it highlights them in red. So we're going to go ahead and tell it okay. And here we have several invoices that are duplicates. If we change the invoice number on one of them, then the highlights go away. Here we have some data for our sales team, and it has their sales and their target or their go. And what we want to do is any salesperson who is above this target, we want to highlight them in green. If they are below this target, we want to highlight them in red. So we're going to go ahead and select a bunch of our rows and columns in our name box, and we're going to do A2:D200. When we hit enter, it selects everything. We're going to go to Format, Conditional, Condition, Manage Rules. And the first one that we're going to put in is Formula Is. And we're going to use this formula here. And what it's looking for is it's looking for the sales. And if it is above the target or the go, then we're going to tell it to mark it as good or mark it green. Now we have our second condition we need to add. And for this one, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do Formula Is, and this is just saying if this sales is below the target, we're going to mark them as red. So we're going to tell it bad, and we're going to tell it okay. And now as you can see, it's marked it the way that we ask it to. Here we have some accounting data from our checking account, savings, and things like that. And even though we have negative numbers in red, if we have a big long list of any kind of data that has negative numbers, it might be a little bit hard to see still yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell it if there are negative numbers to highlight the entire row. So we're going to do the same thing we've done before. We're going to select a bunch of columns and rows, and we're going to do A2:C200. And then we're going to go to Format. We're going to go to Conditional, Condition, and More Rules. And for this one, probably the most simple one we've done is going to be if C2 is less than 0. And we're going to tell it bad and tell it okay. And now every one that has a negative number is highlighted in red. If we were to take this negative out, Then it removes the highlight. So here we have some invoices, and we talked about this a little bit before, but we're going to look at how the order that you put your conditions in is the order that LibreOffice Calc honors. So whatever you put as condition 1, that is the very first one that it hits, and all the other ones aren't going to matter after that. So let's go ahead and look at an example. I'm going to go ahead and select my rows and columns like we have. I'm going to put A2 colon E200. We're going to go to Format, Conditional, Condition, and More Rules. Now for our first rule, we're going to put formula is, and we're going to use trim upper E2 equals paid. And we've used this trim and upper before because what it does is it's going to look in E2 and it's going to look for any form of paid. If there's 1 space, 2 spaces, 5 spaces, it's going to trim those spaces, see the paid, and say it's paid. That rule is number 1. That's what matters. The upper again is if it's all uppercase, all lowercase, or a combination, then it's going to look at that as well. So no matter what happens, rule number 1 or condition number 1 is met in any way, shape, or form. It stops there. That condition is met. So we're going to tell it in this case that we want these turned green. Now let's say we have a second condition and we have formula is, and we're going to do this. And this is actually evaluating the due date to determine if it's paid or not. So rule 1 should always take priority over rule 2. So let's go ahead and tell this one that if it is true, that we want it to say bad. And we're going to tell it okay. So you can see we have some of them in red and this one is in green. So the order of our condition says that regardless of this due date, that if anything is marked paid, then that takes priority because that's condition 1. So let's do this as paid. Now let's do the last one as paid. Now anything that has paid in the status column will take priority because that is set to condition 1. Be sure to follow along for more LibreOffice tutorials.